Nothing to help you but your team and your weapon. Fight! Remind me to bring you along the next time I feel like roaring. Hunt your enemies down before they do the same to you. Total rout! Good work, Guardian. Your light is strong. Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will.
Way to make him face the other way, you fucking idiot. a while since I've had that.
Everything dies, guys. But when you're around, it happens so much faster.
I don't know what the point of that thing is. It doesn't give you anything different. Wish I would have had a golden gun there.
Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will. Total rout.
Man. Maybe we should let them get some kills.
Put your enemies down before they do the same to you.
Bosses aren't even tanky, so I'm not even getting to use my rotation. I'm gonna empty out this clip. That sniper, hit him with my Tommies, and then bait, switch, cascade point.
Raining light on your opponents. I love it.
Oh, this is good. Oh, this is real good. Ooh. That's gonna be good on the 0-hour mission with the fucking tanks, man. So I'm excited to have that role. Thank you, Bongo. I was just talking about this with my boy Vivek about Deconstruct GL. Now I have an auto-loading spike grenade quick launch one. Because it does extra damage to vehicles, and it also reloads your magazine out of thin air. Nah, we won't get necessary. We just kill the whole squad.
Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will.
Thanks for waiting for us, Zeeb.
This is what they call a righteous infliction
Of
of
retribution.
This is a gauge of pure combat potential. Make me proud.
rotation. I missed one of my GLs though. Otherwise it would have killed him.
Cade would have been proud of how you ran through that like it was a game.
We got a shiny, boys.
Sly
As
bastard.
usual, a succession. Stun this asshole. Oh, that fucking sucks. I don't know why they put exploders on the fucking thing that you have to go stand on. That makes no fucking sense. Even if you kill them, they blow you up and you still die. And then they keep spawning them, so it's not, you can't fucking go kill a guy. And what is this guy doing? Is it raining today? saving it, folks.
Best your opponents and survive. Victory is a matter of will.
Shit. Over at the boss.
A total rout.
Guess I'll keep my chill clip roll on so in case an overload pops up, we can take care of them. Switch to the sniper at damage.
Only lessons. Fight again.
How did we lose that? And how were those guys just spawning on the ADU? There was like 5 guys. Did you guys see that? It was like 5 guys spawned on there, including a barrier. This guy, 291 kills. It's time to get a new loadout, dude. I had 500 more kills than you. 500! In 37 rounds. You didn't even have 300 kills, man. This is why we can't do Onslaught, because people fucking suck. Blueberries are terrible. Literally, we killed those ads up top, or I killed those ads up top. I came back down, and the fucking ADU, I was looking at the ADU. Nothing's there, then all of a sudden, 5 fucking ads, including 2 of those big fucking yellow bars, and a fucking barrier. Like, where did they fucking spawn from? That's just stupid. Oops. Legs are itchy. Bad.
Rolk Indomitable is here, and I'm going to show you how to beat this entire activity with ease. In this guide, I'm going to focus exclusively on weapon loadout recommendations that play nice with this week's Arc and Stasis Surge modifiers for all of the previous boss encounters, along with a full mechanics and strategy breakdown for the newest addition to Pantheon, Rolk. For the first 5 encounters of this wing, Golgoroth, Caretaker, Explicator, Atrax, and Oryx, I have already made in-depth mechanics guides in previous videos that will be linked in the description below, alongside my Discord server link where you can find teammates who have also seen all of these guides to run with for more patient, quick, and efficient clears. For basically every single encounter, even despite the surges, I have found that Celestial Nighthawk Hunter, Well of Radiance, or Needlestorm Warlock, and Thundercrash Titan with Couriers of the Falling Star are still running the show in the DPS and utility departments. For Golgoroth, precision weapons are still hitting the mark, leading me to recommend an Arc or Stasis Linear Fusion Rifle like Fire and Forget, Reed's Regret, or Storm Chaser. On Caretaker, we gave Grand Overture a try given the Arc Surge modifier, and while it did still 2-floor the boss, we felt that a Tractor Cannon, a Galahorn, and 4 Izanagi's Burdens, and Arc or Stasis Legendary Rockets would have felt significantly better. And we kind of confirmed that theory going on to Explicator, as these same aforementioned loadouts of Tractor Cannon, Galahorn, and 4 Izzies and Legendary Rockets made for an easy 2-phase kill. Heading up to Atrax, we tried Grand Overture once again, just to see how it was, just to then later swap to Parasite and achieve a 1-floor kill with the exact same strategies we have been using for the earlier wings of Pantheon thus far. On Oryx, we were feeling a little experimental and wanted to see how Legend of Acreus directly onto his hand would perform. And whilst the damage wasn't horrible, especially considering I wasn't even proccing Trench Barrel, we all had 0 ammo by the end of the DPS phase. Compare that to something like Whisper of the Worm that I recommended last week, which made for a very safe 2-phase kill with plenty of ammo to spare. You could probably make Thunderlords or Arc or Stasis Linears work here as well, but that sound of 6 Whispers firing in harmony just makes me feel as good as you will when you hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Now for Rolk, the newest edition, I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial, and that is that your loadout doesn't actually matter that much here when it comes to DPS. Obviously, this doesn't mean that you can pull up and start beaming him with Devil's Ruin, but in all of the loadouts I tested to try and get a reliable 2-phase kill, none of them felt super consistent given the chaotic nature of the boss fight with 2 Rolks hunting you down the entire time. All that genuinely mattered for loadouts was having 1 player on Divinity and the other 5 DPS. Obviously, this doesn't mean that you can probably make Thunderlords or Arc or Stasis Linears work here as well, but that sound of 6 Whispers firing in harmony just makes me feel as good as you will when you hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Now for Rolk, the newest edition, I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial, and that is that your loadout doesn't actually matter that much here when it comes to DPS. Obviously, this doesn't mean that you can pull up and start beaming him with Devil's Ruin, but in all of the loadouts I tested to try and get a reliable 2-phase kill, none of them felt super consistent given the chaotic nature of the boss fight with 2 Rolks hunting you down the entire time. all that genuinely mattered for loadouts was having one player on Divinity and the other 5 on anything from Grand Overture to Izanagi's Burden, along with an Arc or Stasis auto-loading rocket or grenade launcher, or hell, even Thunderlord can work perfectly fine here. But like I said, it doesn't really matter that much what you pick, because what matters 10 times more here, and I'm going to say this slowly to convey the importance, is that you do not die during the DPS phase. With 2 Rolks chasing you, this is probably the most dangerous DPS phase in Destiny history, and your spatial awareness and ability to keep distance from the Rolks is what is going to be the determining factor on whether or not you get the kill, not whether or not you can do an extra 200,000 damage with XYZ loadout. Furthermore, a 3-phase kill, despite not giving you the completion within the high score timer, will still give you a platinum score and tick all of the boxes on all of the triumphs for you, meaning it can honestly be better to play for a safe 3-phase kill where you have all of your supers and plenty of ammo for final stand, as opposed to a tight 2-phase kill where you have nothing left going into final, making things too tight and ultimately leading to your deaths due to the darkness debuff. I'll give you some tips on how to best stay alive during this DPS phase, but first let's talk about subclass loadouts. For hunters, I stuck with Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun while I had a teammate give Star Eater scales with Gathering Storm a try, and despite the 25% bonus damage arc surge, our damage was pretty much identical. So considering that Nighthawk is much easier to land, being hit scan, and comes with a subclass that allows you to run a healing grenade, I would recommend that. For Warlocks, please, for the love of God, do not bring Well of Radiance. Considering that one Rolt can blow it up in just a few hits along with anyone inside of it, it honestly serves as a massive piece of res token bait more than it does a refuge of safety. And if you see anyone on the internet trying to recommend people run Well of Radiance for this, it's probably just Rogue on an alt account trying to spread propaganda so that he can boost his KD. Don't trust Big Rogue. What feels infinitely better is a quick one and done super like Needlestorm. All of the Warlocks in my team eventually ended up switching to this and found much better results. Finally, for the Titans, don't overcomplicate things. Thundercrash with Queries of the Falling Star is absolutely mint here. As far as other loadout stuff, I highly recommend at least one player bring a disorienting grenade launcher to turn the lights out on the tormentors that spawn during the intermission phase to make things safe for the buff dunkers, as well as double concussive dampeners on the chest piece of everyone on the fire team, which along with tier 10 resilience allowed us to eat multiple kicks from the Rolks. Getting to the mechanics, you'll have 4 players in the buff swapping / dunking rotation, as well as 1 player dedicated to calling out dunk locations. Of these 4 players in the buff swapping / dunk rotation, 1 will be the leeching holder, 1 will be the temp swap, and the other 2 will be the dunkers. The POV you'll see in this video is that of the leeching holder player. The encounter will begin with a large resonance pillar above Rolk that must be destroyed by the leeching holder player, granting them the leeching force buff. Periodically through the fight, Rolk will fire lasers down the entire left, right, or middle lane of the arena, which will deal damage to all players except for those in possession of the Leeching Force buff, where it will instead transform their Leeching Force buff into the Emanating Force buff, allowing them to walk through his orange barrier and dunk into one of the 6 pillars in the middle of the arena, typically labeled L1, 2, and 3 and R1, 2, and 3, where the 1s are closest to you and the 3s are the furthest. The leeching holder player will actually want to intentionally avoid the first set of these lasers though, as after Rolk fires them, the leeching holder will want to step onto the give plate at the spawn of the arena to spawn 2 resonant spears in the skybox in the back, left, and right. This will allow the team to duplicate the leeching force buff, as when 2 different players each shoot one of the resonant spears, in this case the temp swap player and one of the dunk players, it will remove the leeching force buff from the player standing on the give plate and award it to both of the players that shot the resonant spears. You can use this duplication mechanic to create enough leeching force buffs across the team to eventually lead to the 6 total dunks necessary to get to the DPS phase. At this time, you will then have the temp swap player, who is now in possession of leeching force, stand on the give plate to spawn the resonant spears again, where this time the leeching holder player and the other dunk player will shoot the spears to both receive the leeching force buff, taking it away from the temp swap player. At this time, you now should have 3 players in possession of the leeching force buff, the leeching holder, and both of the dunkers. So keep that in mind, because we will circle back here after we talk about what the rest of the team is going to be doing during this entire time period. While all of this is occurring, the entire fire team will focus on killing ads, especially the mini-boss Scorn Captain on the right and the mini-boss Taken Phalanx on the left, who upon death will reveal 3 symbols on their respective sides, with one of those 3 symbols being present on both sides, making it the fire team's job to figure out which of the 3 symbols is the matching symbol across both sides. The trick, however, is that players with leeching or emanating force can only see the symbols on the left side, whereas the players without any buffs can only see the symbols on the right side and the symbols on the dunking totems. Once both enemies are dead and both sets of symbols are revealed, one of the buffed players will call out their 3 symbols on the left. The dunk call-out player, who should never have any form of leeching or emanating force, will then look at their right side symbols and confirm which ones match. The dunk call-out player, who should never have any leeching or emanating force buffs, will then look at their right side symbols to confirm which one is the match. It is at this time that the symbols on the 6 dunkable pillars will be visible, where it is then the responsibility of the dunk call-out player to look at the pillars to find and call out which 2 of the 6 pillars contain the matching symbol that was just discovered, signaling to the team that those are the 2 pillars that must be dunked into, which allows us to circle back to the fact that at this time, as we just discussed, you should have 3 total players in possession of the leeching force buff. It is at this time that Rolk will be hitting his timer to pick a lane to fire lasers down, where the leeching holder player will want to make sure to stay away from this lane, yet the 2 dunk players will want to intentionally get hit by the lasers to turn their leeching force buffs into emanating force buffs. Once they both have emanating force, the dunk call-out player will call out the 2 pillars that need to be dunked, after which both dunk players can head to those pillars and dunk both buffs, making sure that the dunks are within 5 seconds of each other, as the pillar symbol locations will change shortly after the first dunk. Immediately after the dunker's dunk, the leeching holder player will step back onto the give plate to split the buff with one of the dunkers and the temp swap player, followed by the temp swap player immediately hopping on the give plate themselves to split the buff again with the leeching holder player and the other dunk player, at which point the same laser eating and dunking process will occur again. It is also at this time that tormentors will begin to spawn in the middle, which can be easily shut down by a disorienting grenade launcher or suspend grenade and divinity to make for safe dunking. After the next round of dunks, instead of having to do 2 buff swaps, the leeching holder player can simply stand on the give plate and have both dunk players hit the resonant spears to take the buffs, as only 6 emanating dunks in total are necessary, meaning that having a leeching in the pocket to duplicate is no longer necessary at this time. Once all 6 dunks are done, you'll head up to the DPS platform, where you'll have to survive as you spawn and kill Rolk's 4 weak points to begin the damage phase. To spawn the weak points, you'll need to keep an eye on Rolk's weapon right after he dashes, as it will spin around behind him and become damageable, granting the leeching force buff to the player that lands the final hit to break the weapon, and revealing a symbol to the other 5 players who did not receive the buff. The symbol that is revealed determines where the player who broke the weapon will eventually have to dunk their buff, with Traveler indicating it will go into L1, Pyramid indicating L2, Light indicating R1, and Darkness indicating R2. Rolk will also periodically shoot lasers in all directions based on his position that all players will want to avoid, except for players with the Leeching Force buff who will want to intentionally get hit by the lasers, turning their Leeching Force buff into the Emanating Force buff and allowing them to dunk into whatever symbol was called for them when they originally destroyed the weapon. Dunking a buff will reveal one of the 4 weak points on Rolk, requiring 4 total weapon breaks and dunks to reveal the 4 total weak points. Once all 4 revealed weak points are destroyed, the damage phase will start, where, simply put, Rolk will get pissed off and start dashing around and shooting lasers everywhere. And whilst this fight does seem extremely chaotic and impossible to live through, all of his attacks are telegraphed, meaning that he will tell you exactly where he is attacking before he attacks there, indicated by silhouettes on the ground for his dash attack and indicators for where his laser beams will go before he shoots them. All while this is happening, the immune Shadow Rolk will also be present, and whilst he is undamageable, the saving grace is that he does not dash or shoot lasers, simply waltzes around to kick you if you get too close. And as I emphasized before, this DPS phase requires you to prioritize your spatial awareness and movement to play your life, much more than it requires you to max out your DPS by emptying out every single bullet. Your number 1 priority is knowing where both Rolks are at all times and constantly repositioning to be in the safest possible area, after which you can then focus on chucking damage into the divinity bubble that you'll have on the main Rolk. The biggest issue that I already know people are going to have with this boss is that they are going to tunnel vision on dealing damage and lose track of where the second Rolk is in the process, resulting in them getting pinched in a bad spot to lead to a death. And as everyone knows, a dead Guardian deals 0 damage. Now, I'm going to show you an example phase of this fight to help solidify this knowledge in your mind, as that mechanical explanation was quite a bit. And during this example, I want to encourage you to pay particularly close attention to the timing of the Leeching Force buff swaps, as well as my positioning during the DPS phase. All right. I got buff, we'll wait for him to do first lasers. Grab the odds. Alright, first swap. And second swap. Perfect.
Try left side symbols.
Fleet, Snake, and Witness.
Worm Fleet, Witness.
Alright.
Middle for lasers. Middle for lasers.
R2 L1.
I got L1.
3, 2, 1, dunk. First swap. And second swap. Nice. Lasers are middle again.
R2, L3.
I got L3.
I'm disorienting the tormentor, so it's safe to go up there. 3,
Dipping in, let's just
2,
go.
1, dunk.
Also, I did go tormentor.
Get away! Get away from me!
Dusty and Jay get these. We don't need a double swap anymore because this is 5 and 6. Lasers right.
Alright, let me look. R1, L, or R1, R3.
Is the match witness?
I
Yeah.
got R3.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, dunk. Run around for heavy bricks. I only have 7 missiles loaded.
I only have half. I only have 300 div ammo.
Okay. Do we not have another tormentor?
No,
Or did we already kill him?
We've been. I think I only spawned 3 the first time because we messed up one of the cycles.
Oh, I see. I don't even know if we could get bonus time with the 2-phase right now with our current spot.
I mean, we messed up a beam. So.
You gotta be quicker here too.
We gotta be quicker on the
A lot of
crits.
time here.
What do I
Like
have? L1?
L1.
Or I mean, Traveler. L1.
Okay, okay.
I mean, I'm getting to the point where I'm about to start Izanagi.
Let's just try to get to final. We gotta work on surviving here.
What is it?
It is, I can't see.
L2.
Pyramid, L2. Uh-huh. What do I have? Oh wait, never mind. Pyramid
L2.
pyramid forever. Just hit that L2.
Okay.
Shouldn't we have a? We have 2 that should go in L2 right now, no?
We already did one of them.
Where
That
am I?
last, or do we need another
That's
one?
last. That's light R1.
That's better. Dunking right now. It's in.
Ow, try to get me Trez. You guys break the crit.
I Izzy'd it once.
Got a healing grenade on you.
7.
Okay. No, it's not damaged. There we go.
There it is.
Damage.
Got it.
Class abilities. I can't see the dip bubble, it's so annoying. It's a visual bug.
I gotta drop it for a second. It's fucking touch. Oh, I got hit by someone else's hit.
I'm lucky. Unlucky.
And that's it. Once again, if you want to find teammates for this that also have good builds and have also seen this guide, check out the LFG channel in my Discord server, linked in the description below. And if you want to watch me run this live or even come run it with me, stop by my live stream at twitch.tv/Mactix. We would love to see you there. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.
Damn. Let's take a poop. come on, man. Fuck, I'm gonna have to delete something. Fuck.
Always good to see another hero of the tower.
Hello.
Yo.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.